It's Triple H, the Central Hip Hop Hour on the beat, where we talk all things hip hop and R&B. I'm Gabe Schall.
I'm Nate Havrilla.
And this week we're going to be discussing the Grammy nominations primarily. They came out this week, right? Earlier.
Yep.
And, you know, they've been a topic of conversation. It's always interesting, especially with hip hop and R&B, genres that have been notoriously kind of disrespected at the Grammys, I think you might say. 2 hip-hop albums ever have won Album of the Year.
Oh my goodness.
For the Grammys in the entire history of the award show. And it's been over 20 years. I believe it was an OutKast album last in the 2000s that won. But is the tide shifting?
We'll see. I mean, people are saying that hip-hop is in a weak place right now, so it's gonna be interesting for sure to see.
Yeah. With Album of the Year, we have 3 hip-hop albums in that category, which I don't know if that's ever happened, or if not, it's certainly not very often. But yeah, there we have GNX, we have Chromacopia, and we have Let God Sort 'Em Out, all in the Album of the Year category, not just hip-hop album, but Album of the Year. I don't know. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool. I mean, it's definitely. Let's hope that one of them wins it. Let's talk about it. I mean, I think that they definitely all have like a good chance. But I feel like the Grammys is really weird in their system, and it's like sometimes they just pick the most popular album. Sometimes they pick the most like niche album that no one's ever like. In 2011, the new artist of the year, it was, I want to say, what was her name? Esperanza Spalding or something like that. She was like a jazz musician, and she won over like Drake and all these big artists. So it's really interesting to see like what happens, you know?
Yeah, that is interesting. It's hard to really gauge their criteria because they have kind of a panel of a lot of different people with different tastes, but I think overall their tastes are a lot more geared away from stuff like hip hop. And when they do award hip hop, it tends to be things like Kendrick Lamar, where it's a lot more in the like lyrical, like storytelling area. And it seems like that's something that they're more capable of appreciating, rather than, you know, someone like Playboi Carti.
Yeah, or even we saw in 2018, Travis Scott lose to Cardi B for Album of the Year in Astroworld.
That was interesting.
One of the worst snubs ever. And also Cardi B beat Swimming by Mac Miller that year. That was a great year for music, and I think
the worst one was The Heist over Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah,
I think that was probably the worst hip-hop related decision they've ever made.
Yeah.
I believe that year, I think it was 1999 by Taylor Swift beat that for Album of the Year.
Yeah, yep. Yep.
Which, I mean, that's one of the most, like, well-made contemporary pop albums of recent memory, but I would still... Yeah. It's Good Kid, Mad City, you know?
No, I think 1989 beat To Pimp a Butterfly.
Oh, am I getting my albums wrong?
Yeah.
Okay. Still crazy.
Yeah, even crazier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely interesting. I feel like their tastes are definitely not geared for hip hop. So
it's just, I think it's easy as like a member of our generation to like look at it and be like, how do you not appreciate hip hop? But I mean, I think just different people view music just so differently.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure the Grammys originated like very like classical focused, like they're awarding like classical music, and to shift away from that, I mean, it takes a lot of work, and it takes like getting the right people on your board. But yeah, I mean, there's some people that like will hear like jazzy chord progressions like on To Pimp a Butterfly and just be like, this is wrong, this is weird.
Yeah.
Like this isn't how music is supposed to be, you know. So I mean, it's interesting. I do think that at this point in 2025, they should have their horizons broadened quite a bit. So we'll see, I mean, how the Album of the Year category pans out. I guess we can talk about the other things that are nominated there. We had Bad Bunny's new album, which was, I'm pretty sure, like the biggest album of the year.
Yeah,
maybe behind like Taylor Swift, but
it was pretty good. I don't speak Spanish at all. I don't really understand it, but you know, I give it a listen. I think once, just because a couple of my friends speak Spanish and are big Bad Bunny fans. So
nice.
I gave it a listen, and yeah, it's pretty good. I think one thing that impresses me about Bad Bunny is you don't really have to understand what he's saying to still like the music. And I think that was how the album was for me.
Yeah.
I personally didn't listen to it as much as a lot of these other albums, but it was a good listen.
Yeah, I think he's just one of those like universally appreciated pop stars. But I mean, he is like huge in other parts of the world. But yeah, I mean, people in other countries appreciate American artists as well, English speakers, regardless of whether or not they can understand them perfectly. So
yeah, better learn Spanish for his Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah, true. Yeah, next up we have Swag by Justin Bieber. I did not listen to this.
I did. It was pretty good. MKG and Dijon were on production for some of these songs, and I feel like it was very that vibe. It was kind of that light-skinned Bieber type of vibe. I mean, it was good. I don't think it's up there with Let God Sort 'Em Out or GNX or any of Chromacopia. I don't think it's up there with those. So, but yeah, it wasn't a bad album, especially for being this late in his career. I mean, we've seen like Lil Wayne dropped an album this year that was terrible. Like,
yeah, no nominations for that, believe it or not.
Yeah, he just hasn't aged well. But I mean, Justin Bieber, he's adjusted to the times. He's adjusted how his genre and what he does, and I think this album was a good example of that.
Okay. Yeah, and next up we have Man's Best Friend, Sabrina Carpenter. This is kind of expected. I listened to it a little bit. Her music really isn't my thing. But I know the reception around this one definitely wasn't as good as her last album. And seeing as I'm pretty sure she took home at least some Grammys for her last project, I don't really see her winning with this.
I really hope not, honestly. My issue with a lot of Sabrina Carpenter's music, especially recently, like I liked some of her early stuff, not, I don't know if I can say early, but not this year's stuff. Like Feather, I thought Espresso was pretty good.
Very catchy.
Yeah. This album, like whenever I hear it pop up on my feed or something, it's like I want to ram my head through a wall. It's like every single song sounds so similar to me. It always is the same subject. It's always about like the same, like, oh yeah, I'm blonde and I love having a good time, if you know what I mean. And it's that every single time. The one song that I hate the most is like the When Did You Get Hot? I don't know if you've heard it.
Maybe.
It is terrible. The chorus is so annoying. I really hope this album doesn't win. I don't think it will.
Yeah, the stuff I have heard on like TikTok sounds like it was made for TikTok to like be used as TikTok sounds.
Yes.
And I mean, there's good songs on there, but I don't think it was as well like put together as not her first album, but her first album really in the limelight. She's been making music for a long time, but it was only with Short and Sweet that she actually became like a big pop star. And so I just think it was kind of like maybe a rushed attempt to capitalize on that fame that she got. And she should have let it cook a little bit longer. But yeah, other stuff, Mayhem by Lady Gaga. Pretty good album. I enjoyed it. Honestly, the biggest song, Abracadabra, I think it's a little annoying.
Yeah.
The chorus, I don't know.
Yeah, I have never really been a Lady Gaga fan myself, so I can't really comment on the whole album, but Abracadabra was like the March Madness song during the tournament. Like,
oh, really?
It would play for all the games. Like,
jeez.
And it got really annoying. It was just,
I imagine.
Like, it was like, Abracadabra, ooh la la. And I just couldn't.
It's just like the kind of like nonsense gibberish that kind of gets me.
Yeah.
But the album was kind of a return to form for her, like her old sound that I thought was really good on the Fame Monster. I don't think she's ever really going to top that, but it was enjoyable for me at least. I don't know. I don't really see that winning either, honestly.
All right. Now, Mutt?
Yeah, Mutt by Leon Thomas is also nominated, which this is the most surprising for me for Album of the Year nominations.
It's like what? Produced by Freaky Rob?
Produced by Freaky Rob, it says.
Oh,
never heard of Freaky Rob.
Me neither. What a name.
But he did a good job on that album, though.
Yeah, he did.
I love the production on that.
Yeah, that was a great album.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Obviously, Mutt was a great song. That was definitely the first one that I was like, okay, this is actually like...
that whole album is really, really solid.
Yeah, I completely agree.
I don't think there's really any misses on there. I think there's songs on there that are better than Mutt, which for such a big hit song, like that's really impressive.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like I just this wasn't really on my radar for the Grammys for like what I was expecting to get nominations. But it's really cool to see like a actual like quality like pop R&B album get an Album of the Year nomination.
Yeah.
I'd be happy if this won. But yeah, honestly, I don't really know what to expect for where they're going to go here because, I mean, honestly, I think the safest bet might be Bad Bunny just for the commercial success and the influence.
Super Bowl and everything like that.
The influence that he has.
Great point.
But I think the second most likely might be Kendrick Lamar for GNX.
Yeah.
I think the Grammys, like with their reputation, in previous years it looks like they might have been trying to rectify the perception around them of like being unappreciative of hip hop and R&B music and black artists in general. Last year, Cowboy Carter won, or was that last year?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, Cowboy Carter won Album of the Year. And so that's another thing with the Grammys is sometimes they kind of make statements, I think, with the albums that they're picking. And they might go GNX just to kind of give Kendrick his Album of the Year, even though it's not the best album he's ever made.
No, not even close.
And I don't think it's the best album in this category. I think Let God Sort 'Em Out is better.
Yeah.
And you can make an argument Chromacopia is better too. But I think that it's either going to be Bad Bunny or GNX for Album of the Year.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think you made excellent points on why it could be Bad Bunny. I think that it might go to Kendrick here, just because of kind of the chokehold he's had on the media for the past year. I mean, performed at the Super Bowl, you see all these people always talking about him ever since all that Drake beef.
Yeah.
I think this is just like they would be, oh, well, he's pretty much been so important to everything. I mean, Not Like Us is a classic to a lot of people now because it's been so mainstream.
It absolutely swept the Grammys last year.
Yeah, so I think that they might go GNX here. I think that Let God Sort 'Em Out it should win. Like if this was my pick, I'm going Let God Sort 'Em Out. And I would even go Chromacopia over GNX. GNX just, I've said this before, it kind of fell off for me ever since the recent drop because of just like how overplayed it's became. And, I mean, like random like mustard and stuff like that. Like makes it harder. But I do think that GNX will win.
Yeah, I definitely see that being likely. I just don't think that the pop albums they have here really have like the sticking power to get a Grammy win. But then again, they do make really weird decisions sometimes. Yeah. So I guess we'll see. There's no Taylor Swift in this category, so there's no like obvious contender. I think like everything, it's a little bit up in the air, honestly. But I think Bad Bunny or Kendrick will probably take it. But I guess we'll see. You know. Yeah. Taylor Swift, she released her album like too late.
Okay, I was gonna ask.
I realized that I was like, there's no Taylor Swift in this. Did they snub her for the first time ever? No, she wasn't eligible. So we get to experience that next year.
The Grammys would never.
They would never. Yeah. Let's just move on to general like hip hop album of the year category. We have Let God Sort 'Em Out again, Glorious by Glorilla, God Does Like Ugly by Jid, GNX by Kendrick, and Chromacopia by Tyler. What do you think of this list?
You know, I think it's actually a pretty solid list. Obviously, I don't think Glorilla deserves to be up there, but you can't not include female rap up there. I think you have to at least include one album, even if maybe it's not as good. Because I mean, she is important to the genre. We've seen a lot of female rap really blow up this year, and Glorilla has gotten a lot of respect from. I feel like a lot of female rap recently, like males just don't respect because they just aren't impressed, which I disagree with. I think a lot of the female rappers recently are very talented and make good music, but people just kind of ignore that. But Glorilla has been someone that everyone has kind of been like, okay, yeah, like Glorilla's actually like tough.
Yeah.
So it makes sense she's up there. I do think Let God Sort 'Em Out should win this. But if you give GNX Album of the Year, you have to give it Best Rap Album, in my opinion. Like,
I don't know. For women rappers, I would have liked to see like Little Sims nominated. She dropped her album Lotus this year, and I thought that was really good. But yeah, for this category, I don't know. I could see. I don't know how they're gonna play it, but I definitely want Let God Sort 'Em Out to win, and I think it has a really good shot of this category. Maybe not as much Album of the Year, but Best Rap Album. And if not this, then the Best Rap Song category. The Birds Don't Sing was nominated there, and I think that's by far the best song in that category, like without even any comparison. The other options are Anxiety by Doechii, Sticky by Tyler, TGIF by Glorilla, and TV Off by Kendrick. Yeah, I don't think it's even a competition. Like, The Birds Don't Sing is one of the best hip-hop songs I've heard in such a long time. And I think this is one of the most like guaranteed categories. Like, they're gonna win that.
Yeah.
There's no way.
I really, 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 really hope so. That was a lot of
The only thing I can see happening is TV Off winning, and I think that would be egregious.
See, I think, as much as I hate this song, Anxiety would have a chance. I mean, we saw her album win Album of the Year last year, or Best Rap Album, right?
Best Rap Album.
Yeah. I mean, clearly we've seen it in the past. Like I said, Cardi B over Travis Scott, they do have that preference for female rap sometimes. And I mean, Anxiety was a very popular song. It talks about anxiety, which is a popular subject nowadays. Do I think it's a good song? No, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Grammys are like, oh, let's pick it over.
Yeah. They do go really for popularity a lot of times, and influence per se. So that's why, like, with Album of the Year, I feel like GNX still has a great shot, because Kendrick was like he was the most popular artist in the world for a period of time.
Yeah.
With that album. Clips, not so much. That's more of like, not underground, but like, you need to be kind of a real rap fan to understand the stuff and be exposed to it. It's not like popping off on TikTok or anything like that, like Anxiety or TV Off was.
Yeah, you can't dance
or even
to
Sticky.
That.
Yeah. But I do think, like, with the decisions that the Grammys have been making recently, I think that The Birds Don't Sing is probably a lock. Especially with like Killer Mike's win a few years ago. Like, I think that they're really appreciating like that lyrical rap, and so I don't know. I think The Birds Don't Sing deserves it regardless of your taste of what they favor. I like Sticky. I like parts of TV Off.
Yeah.
But I just think The Birds Don't Sing is so much better.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
But yeah, rap album, yeah. I think Let God Sort 'Em Out should win. It's cool to see God Does Like Ugly nominated from JID. He was notoriously snubbed for The Forever Story. I think it was back in 2022. He didn't even get a nomination.
Wow.
And that was just crazy to me. Like, that, I think that album is much better than this one. But again, it's just like a matter of when you get on the Grammys radar, you know. Sometimes they just ignore you, and there's not much you can do about it. But it is cool to see him get the nomination. I don't think he should win, but it's definitely cool. Is there anything you feel like was snubbed from this category? How about Music by Cardi?
You know,
Saw a lot of people complaining about this on Twitter.
I don't know. I feel like it's hard to put Music. It's hard for Cardi to ever be a Grammy nominee just because, I mean, a lot of people hate his music because they like of his voice and stuff like that. Obviously, if it was up to me, I would be like, okay, yeah, for sure. But, I mean, it makes sense why he's not on there.
Yeah, the discourse around this has been interesting. Like, there's people like, oh, let God sort him out. We're putting that, but we're not putting music. We're putting God Does Like Ugly, but we're not putting music.
That's ridiculous.
And then at the same time, you have people saying, like, Cardi sold himself out and he still didn't get a Grammy. He went commercial and he still didn't get a Grammy. And I mean, commercially, it is something to talk about because Music, like, was a huge album. Every single song on that was on the Billboard charts after it dropped. It went #1, sold a lot of copies, and nothing from the Grammys, who's known for appreciating commercially successful things. Another album, not hip hop, that was just completely unrecognized by the Grammys is "Hurry Up Tomorrow" by The Weeknd.
Oh,
he didn't get a single nomination. And this is interesting because The Weeknd has a history with the Grammys, right? He dropped After Hours. It was notoriously snubbed, didn't win anything. And after that, he said he was going to boycott the Grammys for the rest of his career. Then last year, the Grammys apologized to The Weeknd, brought him out on stage, and he's like, I'm back. And he submits Hurry Up Tomorrow for everything, you know, Song of the Year, Album of the Year. He didn't get a single nomination. I thought at least Timeless would get something.
Yeah.
And so my theory for this is that it might have to do with the alleged use of AI on Cardi's verse on Timeless.
You think so? And
also with Music, other songs on there were alleged that he used AI. I think it kind of sounds like he might have. And so that's my theory. I think that they might have looked into that and determined that they didn't want to risk giving a Grammy to something AI generated. And so they were just like, nope. Nothing, no Hurry Up Tomorrow, even though it's just one song on there. They're like, nope. That's just a theory, but I think it's insane that Hurry Up Tomorrow didn't get anything.
Yeah, that's
like
ridiculous,
not a single
dude.
thing.
That's ridiculous. And I feel like that almost makes me think like Cardi wouldn't use AI, because if The Weeknd had any idea that if Cardi used AI on one of his songs and it would snub him from everything to do with the Grammys, I don't think he would allow that. Like,
I don't know.
So,
I mean,
yeah.
with AI and music, no one's really sure like the consensus on it. I think that the Grammys is the kind of place where they'd kind of put their foot down, but I don't really know. Some people, I see people on TikTok, they'd be like, yeah, I listen to AI Juice WRLD every day. And I'm like, you're just like a different species than me, I think. Yeah. But yeah, honestly, I mean, I've heard the comparisons and stuff they've made to like AI, like reference tracks and stuff, and like voice models of Cardi. And I mean, it's hard to tell. I think it could definitely be that. I think compared to other songs on the album, on Music specifically, like hearing his performance, it does sound a bit different. And there's other reasons why that could be the case, like mixing and the place he recorded it. But I don't know. Like, I think there's at least a decent chance that it's AI generated.
See, I thought, like, I was intrigued by it, but when I heard him in concert perform it, I thought he sounded pretty, like, similar to the track. Like,
I mean, they're playing the track over him, though. I'm
but
sure.
You can still hear his voice over top of that. And, like, it wasn't, like, completely off. It was still pretty similar. So, like, I don't know. I didn't think that, but, you know.
There's really no way of knowing. I mean, obviously he's going to deny it because that would make him look really bad if he admitted that, I think.
Yeah.
And there's no way of knowing. I don't think it's a good idea to say, like, Cardi's an AI artist, like he uses AI for his vocals. But, I mean, it kind of sounds like it to me. So I think that's a possibility for why they snubbed both of those albums. I don't really see another reason why they would go out of their way to apologize to The Weeknd and then not nominate any of his music unless they really, really didn't like it. But I just don't see that, you know? Like, not even one nomination. Not just he didn't win, just not even a single nomination is just crazy. Like, I thought Album of the Year, he definitely belonged there. You know, R&B, pop, in those categories. Song of the Year, a nomination for Timeless, I'm sure that would make sense. I mean, I'd love to see other stuff from his album on there, but they go for the popular stuff. But yeah, I don't know. It's really crazy to me that didn't get anything. I think it was absolutely deserving of it. It's definitely up there with clips for me for Album of the Year. So it's really weird to just see it not there at all.
Yeah. Yeah, it is really weird. And speaking about AI art really fast, there's been some controversy recently. The first full AI artist has hit Billboard. I don't know if you saw that.
I've heard of it.
Her name is it's Xania Monet, Xania. Don't listen to her.
Yeah, definitely
since
not.
July, she's put out 13 singles and 2 albums. And yeah, one of her songs is charting on Billboard.
What a work ethic.
And they recently did an interview with her on, I think it was like Good Morning America. And it was really funny because the interviewer is just like dissing her the whole time. Like, you know, different artists have spoken out and said that you aren't actually doing anything at all. Like you don't have talent and you're like ruining the opportunity for those that do. And I honestly agree.
Yeah.
So and I agree too. I think, and she's like, oh, you know, I put in just as much work. You clearly don't.
No,
you clearly don't.
I mean, it's not a person. And AI just feeds on the hard work of actual human beings throughout history. I mean, you look at AI art, you can see remnants of say, for example, like Coca-Cola, they released their AI Christmas ad. They're like, oh, we're pushing the boundaries of animation with this. And you look at it and just like, they have some otters in there. They look exactly like the otters from Zootopia. And it's the same with music, you know. Humans put in so much hard work to make quality music and quality production, and now AI can just steal from it. So, I mean, every AI thing you hear is plagiarized without permission. I mean, there's a few celebrities, I think, that have gone out and been like, hey, you can use my voice for AI, which I just think is dumb anyway. But at least there's permission for that. With these AI artists that are just pulling from every song ever made, like, maybe even I'm being plagiarized in the music that's being made. We all are, and I don't think it's something that we should be treating as legitimate art, as music, you know. I don't think it really counts.
Yeah. And I mean, if you are out making AI art and you're a good songwriter, like I mean, I don't really relate to any of the lyrics or anything that she has to put in her music, but a lot of people do, obviously. And I think, like, be a songwriter. Why are you can just have someone sing it for you. If you don't have the talent to do that, go do that. I mean, like,
well, I think it's just it's people not wanting to work for it, you know.
Yeah.
They just want that instant gratification rather than actually putting in the work to be a good singer. And like, I just think like there's an expectation for like everything to be perfect. There's so much music out there that isn't perfect. Like, no one starts out as a perfect singer, but you can still make music and release music. It doesn't need to be the best thing of all time. Like, no one starts out dropping like the greatest album of all time besides like Kanye West.
Yeah.
And that's one guy, you know. Like,
you truly have to be
even
one of
him
one.
Like, that's just his first project on streaming, released by a big label. Like, he made so much music before that to get to that point, you know. And it's like you can't just cheat your way by making AI music.
Yeah I don't know, it's really just like, you don't have to do any of the work. You just write and go, okay, AI, do this for me. I mean, I could do that pretty easily. I mean, it's not hard to do. You don't have to work on melody. You don't have to work on timing. They do all that for you. You just write stuff out.
Yeah, there's nothing impressive about it.
Yeah, it's...
But, I mean, that's for the average person using AI. The people that are making this AI artist stuff, they're just doing it for money, so they don't have to pay artists, and that's just another evil part of it, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I've really grown to... I mean, I won't lie. I use AI for, like, schoolwork help and stuff like that, but... I mean, anytime I see, like, even an album cover of some small artist that is AI, like, I just...
It just looks bad.
Yeah, it just looks terrible every single time.
Yeah.
I just have to be like, all right, you know, I'm not going to listen. It's, and even, like, have you seen the recent Coca-Cola commercial, all AI? I think they said it took, like, 70,000 different prompts, and then they stitched it all together.
Yeah,
it's
the amount of environmental impact of this stuff is also really bad.
Yeah.
Just the amount of energy and water it uses to generate that much computing power to, like I said, be pulling from everything, all art in existence or whatever database they have. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I just don't think it's worth it, you know?
Yeah, I definitely agree.
There's so many artists in the world. I mean, everyone wants to be an artist. Everyone wants to create art in some way. Art can look like a lot of different things. I don't think anyone's dream is to be like working as a plumber, you know? Like everyone wants to express themselves somehow. We don't have a need for AI art, you know?
I know. I recently saw, it was a comedian on a podcast, and he said, I think it's funny because AI like was supposed to work in the Amazon warehouses so humans could make art.
Yeah.
And instead it's done the opposite. It's taking all the art away from the humans and forcing us to work in Amazon warehouses.
It's really sad.
Yeah, it is. It is. But to all of our listeners, don't be afraid. Triple H will never use AI voices on our show.
No, we won't.
It will only
we got
be
the real things here.
The real things. No AI used in anything we do.
Correct.
So, listen to us. We're not controversial.
Yeah.
All right. What about overall song of the year?
So there's Song of the Year and Record of the Year. I get confused by it every year.
Yeah, I saw that too.
The explanation that I've read is Record of the Year is based on the technical aspects of it, and that includes like the technical performance from the artist, but also like the engineering and stuff like that. So record, recording. Then Song of the Year is based on the songwriting, the composition, the lyrics, stuff like that. The categories are pretty much exactly the same.
Okay.
Though. So, yeah.
So let's just look at
Song of the Year. We have Abracadabra by Lady Gaga, Anxiety, APT, Apartment, I don't know, by Rose Bruno Mars, DTMF by Bad Bunny, Golden from K-Pop Demon Hunters, Luther by Kendrick with SZA, Manchild by Sabrina Carpenter, and Wildflower by Billie Eilish, which I think is weird because that album came out like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So I think she re-released it as a single, so made it eligible. I think that's dumb.
That's so dumb.
It's the exact same song, so why is it eligible with a re-release?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's stupid.
But, yeah, what do you think of this category?
I mean, what scares me is seeing Anxiety in the Song of the Year.
It's really, really weird.
It's scary because that means, like, it's even more likely to win that hip-hop Song of the Year. Once again, I really hope it doesn't win.
I mean, they must, like, the Grammy judges, they must actually enjoy it, I guess.
I don't know.
I feel like it's such a universally agreed that it's, like, not a very good song. Even if you're not one of those people who's like, this is the worst song of all time type thing, which I don't really agree with. I just think it's a little annoying. But I just don't really see how it's on the Song of the Year level, but also this whole category, I don't know. It just seems like the most popular songs pretty much. I don't think there's anything that I would call my Song of the Year on here. Not even close, especially not the 2-year-old Billie Eilish song that has nothing to do with 2025.
If I had my pick, I'd go Luther, which I talked about being my favorite song off the Kendrick project. I really love Luther. And DTMF. that was one of the songs I kind of came back to from Bad Bunny's. It was kind of like the most popular one.
Nice.
And it's actually a really emotional song. I looked up like the lyrics translated, and it's just kind of, I think it's about like loss and like, oh, I looked at our old photos and like I can't stop looking at them and stuff like that. So I don't know. I hope that or Luther wins this category. It's kind of weak. I'm not gonna lie, I've never listened to the K-pop Demon Hunter song.
You know what? It's actually it's a good song. I think like it's like the pop formula, like down to a T, you know.
Okay.
But it's a very, very catchy melody, and I think it's catchy in a way that's not annoying, like a Kid Laroi song, you know. It's very different than that. I think it's
Random Kid Laroi Stray right there.
Yeah, I just like, didn't he make that one song? It's like, I need you to stay.
Yeah.
I hate that song every single time I hear it in public. It's so annoying.
Kid Laroi, in like 2023, he dropped a project that I liked. I haven't been able to really listen to him since then, but I do agree Stay was a pretty annoying song.
Yeah. So it's not like that. I think it's like an actual like quality pop song. And you know, the movie was pretty all right too. But it's not about the movie, it's about the song. I think it's not surprising that it's there. You know, it's been huge recently.
Yeah. I know.
I'm pretty sure it's been number one. It was number one or still is number one on the charts, which is crazy for a soundtrack song. But I mean, that happened with Spider-Verse. Coincidentally animated by the same people, Sony Pictures. So They know what they're doing.
Yeah, they do.
With the music and the movies.
See, I don't know if I've never seen the movie. I do know, I feel like that Soda Pop song.
Mm-hmm.
My little Soda Pop.
That one's annoying, in my opinion.
I don't know. I've never seen the movie. It's kind of shocking to me how popular it really is. Like,
yeah.
I saw a ton of kids wearing costumes of it this year.
Mm-hmm.
And
me too.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's currently number 2 on the charts. Behind Taylor Swift.
What song? What Taylor Swift song?
The Fate of Ophelia.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think I've heard that one.
Exactly.
But yeah, the Golden has been on here for 20 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. And its peak is number 1. I don't know how long it was up there. But yeah.
What about new artist of the year?
Yeah, best new artist. I know Leon Thomas was nominated. Yeah, we have Olivia Dean, Cat's Eye. I've heard of them. I think they're a K-pop group.
Yeah, they are.
The Marias, Addison Rae. Definitely not a new artist, but okay. Somber, with no E. Leon Thomas, Alex Warren, Lola Young. These are mostly all people I've heard of, but not heard their music that much. I don't have much to say about this. I mean, I like Leon Thomas. I've listened to him. These other people I really haven't. So,
for me, I mean, Olivia Dean has a lot of like TikTok songs that I just hear on my feed, and I mean, they're okay. They're pretty good pop songs. I wouldn't say I'd ever listen to them, but it's just not really my genre. I think they're pretty good for what they are. Cat's Eye. They have one of my least favorite songs ever. It's called Gnarly.
I'll have to check that out.
And it's just them saying words. They're like fried chicken, gnarly. Like they're just saying random things and saying gnarly after. It's the worst song. It's worse than Anxiety. It's worse than Dance Monkey. It's a terrible, terrible, terrible song. So I don't know about any of their other stuff as a group, if I'm being honest. I just know I've heard that one and it's terrible.
Cool.
The Marias, I'm actually a really big fan of the Marias. I've been listening to them for, I'd say, like 3 years now.
Nice.
And yeah, I'm a big fan. I really liked their most recent project. I think it was called Submarine or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, I was a big fan of that. No One Noticed really blew up for them, and I thought rightfully so. I listen to that song still, even though it's so popular and I hear it a lot. Addison Rae. I mean, I don't really have much to say.
Another pop artist.
Yeah. Somber, probably one of my least favorite artists ever.
Never heard a song from him.
Been under a lot of controversy recently because he's been doing questionable things at his concerts.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, making his fan base is mainly like teenage girls, pretty much.
I see.
And he was like making them call him daddy and stuff like that at the concert. So
okay,
he was under fire. Yeah, Leon Thomas, we talked about him before. Mutt Album of the Year, like as a nomination.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he's definitely got a good chance. And I think in terms of new artists, he fits it a lot more.
Yeah.
Like for me, the Marias, I'm a big fan of. But like I said, I've been listening to them for 3 years.
I think Leon Thomas is like an actual up-and-comer, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Alex Warren, off-brand David Dobrik. He used to be known for just trying to be David Dobrik on YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah, he was literally the off-brand, like, copied him to a T.
Isn't he a country artist?
No, he's the one that made, like, the taking you out of the ordinary. You know what song that is?
I don't think
it's
so.
like it's terrible. I don't like it. And Lola Young, I think she's good. I like Lola Young.
I think I've heard one song from her.
She has Messy, I want to say. And I don't really like that song, but she's been on a couple Tyler songs, I believe.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
And I thought she was pretty good on them. I mean, Tyler knows what to do with his features, so I was impressed by her features. What
She's
songs?
on Like Him.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I had never processed that was the same person.
Yeah. So
That's cool.
She was really good on that feature. So I don't know. If I had to take a pick, I'd probably go, in terms of what I like the most, I'd go the Marias, but I wouldn't really say they're a new artist. I'd go Leon Thomas.
I'll have to check them out. I don't know if I've ever listened to them.
Yeah, I would definitely give it a listen.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, that's most of the major categories, I think. But yeah, just overall, like, I guess there's best R&B as well. Yeah, best R&B performance and best traditional R&B performance.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The traditional R&B, I don't really know what the difference is between R&B and traditional R&B.
I don't know. Maybe R&B is more like rap R&B type thing.
I don't really know how Yukon is.
I have no idea.
By Justin Bieber's an R&B song.
But yeah, there's Yukon, It Depends, Chris Brown featuring Bryson Tiller, Folded by Kalani, Mutt, specifically live from NPR's Tiny Desk, which I haven't seen that performance.
Yeah.
I didn't know that he was on Tiny Desk.
That's a really interesting.
I'll have to check that out. And there's Heart of a Woman by Summer Walker, and that's the normal R&B. Then there's traditional R&B, Here We Are by Durand Bernard, Uptown by Layla Hathaway, I think, Love You Too by Ladisi, Crybaby by SZA, and Vibes Don't Lie by Leon Thomas. So Leon's in 2 of these categories. I don't know what sets it apart, honestly, the difference between the 2.
Yeah, me neither. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't know, maybe I'm not as big of an R&B fan as I should be, but I feel like I haven't heard a lot of these.
No, I haven't either.
A lot of these songs, so
they're more traditional. They're too traditional for us.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never really been a Summer Walker guy myself, and I don't know.
I like some of her songs.
Hold on. Best R&B song. Go up. Best R&B song. Didn't we just look at best R&B song?
Maybe it's the same as like the record and the record versus song. I don't know. But yeah, this is.
But I think there's
a lot of overlap I'm seeing.
What the? But yeah, look
it's like all the same
It's like all the same songs, and then just one other different one. I don't know.
A different Leon Thomas song. Okay. Well, I guess they just want to give him a bunch of Grammys.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm not gonna complain. I feel like the more nominations he has, the more likely he is to win at least something.
True. So. Yeah. But yeah. Overall, I mean, Grammy nominations, I didn't think there was anything too egregious. You really have to wait until you see what they actually award, you know, like I think any award to anxiety is going to feel a little silly.
Yeah.
I think there's lots of ways they could go wrong with album of the year. But we just have to wait and see. I think the 3 hip hop albums in album of the year is really cool. I think Mutt in there is really cool.
Yeah.
It's cool to see that stuff actually getting appreciated. For hip hop albums, snubbed. I mean, there really isn't anything else I expected to be there. I know some people were mad that Alfredo 2 didn't get nominated for anything. I wasn't like huge on that, so I'm not really mad, but I don't know. Is there anything else? I mean, there's the Metro Boomin mixtape.
Yeah, I mean, I really like that, but I don't think it wouldn't go for album of the year.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. There's also, you have to kind of look at personal taste versus what some people at the Grammys are going to listen to and enjoy.
Yeah.
I really liked that album because it was just like, it felt good, summer album. I was just listening to it even yesterday because it was just like, I enjoy it, but I would never expect it to do anything at the Grammy. If Heroes and Villains didn't do anything.
That year, I thought that one was gonna win for sure, just for like the popularity of it. And I thought that was kind of my idea of the Grammys, like, oh, they just give it to the most popular album, but they actually gave it to Killer Mike, which was definitely not the most popular album. So yeah, they're kind of unpredictable.
Definitely unpredictable. Sometimes it's most popular, sometimes it's niche. They want to show their tastes. I feel like it's never that middle ground. Like, oh, maybe we should go with one that's popular, but also, like more deep in a popular deep album.
Yeah, but at least with hip hop this year, I don't think there's anything. I mean, I probably wouldn't go for the Glorilla album. But besides that, I think everything's a pretty good pick. I'm a fan of all of those albums. I'd be happy to see any of them take the Grammy. What's interesting about Tyler and Kendrick is for past however many albums they've released, they've gotten that category. They've won the hip hop album of the year. They've never been in it together though. So either one of their streaks is going to end or both of their streaks are going to end with that. So that'll be interesting. I think they're two of the most like both popular and like acclaimed hip hop artists right now, especially in the mainstream. So it's interesting to see them pitted against each other. I could probably, ask me on different days. I would tell you which album I like more,
Yeah.
I like them both a lot. I think they both have flaws as well, but I'm definitely just going Let God Sort 'Em Out all the way.
Yeah,
I think it deserves it. I think
too.
There's so many like 10 out of 10 songs on that you can't really give it to anything else. But like I said, I wouldn't be mad at really anything there. I heard that Chance the Rapper submitted his album and he didn't really get nominated for anything.
I didn't really give it a listen, if I'm being honest.
I thought there was good stuff on there, but there was also, I just think
he's washed.
I think the time for Chance the Rapper is kind of over. He was very, very like 2016, and
he was so good in 2016 though.
And I just don't think he like belongs in 2025, especially like being older, not having as much of that like youthful energy in him. I don't know. I think like his time might be over. But the album was good. It wasn't anything super special, but it was good. But yeah, besides that, I don't think there's anything that was really snubbed per se. Don't Tap the Glass was nominated for alternative album, which just has a bunch of like other like random albums in there. I don't really know what the alternative category means. Just like other random stuff they want to nominate.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. But I mean, will that win? Maybe. Getting Grammys for 2 albums in one night would be pretty crazy. But I guess we'll see. But yeah, other stuff kind of going on in hip hop recently. I wrote down a list of random stuff that has been going on this week. So OutKast was actually inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They had a whole ceremony. And yeah, they had like a super cool performance. They brought out a bunch of different artists to perform some of their songs, and it just looked super awesome. They had Killer Mike out there, JID, Tyler, Doja Cat, Janelle Monáe. Like it looked like a super cool performance, and like a great tribute to one of the most like influential, iconic hip hop groups ever. And it's just cool to see them outside together,
Yeah.
So that was a really cool thing, cool moment for hip hop.
I saw that.
Another like weird thing that happened, West Side Gun He's kind of known for like his tributes and ties to the WWE. He loves wrestling. He's used plenty of images from wrestling matches as his album covers of like different wrestlers and stuff like that. Apparently, WWE does not share the love back for him. He was kicked out of a show that he paid a lot of money for like front row seats for. He's kicked out just because they're not happy with how he uses references and samples from WWE. They just don't like him as an artist. I mean, I can't really speak on the reasoning why and the people behind that, but yeah, it's just pretty crazy. Like he had to change some of his album covers just because they're mad about like the copyright and whatever. So it's kind of sad, you know. Like listening to him, he's never shown anything but love for WWE. I mean, I'm not into wrestling, but we are named Triple H, so you know.
Yeah, I'm pretty into wrestling, and yeah, I've always thought it was really cool. Like he'd drop an album and have a cool wrestling picture on there, and I'd be like, oh, that's sick. So it does kind of stink. It's probably just because he's not as popular as some other artists. So I don't know. I don't wish.
I see. So Triple H himself is the chief content officer, head of creative, and is an executive producer. So maybe he had something to do with this.
He's like the president.
Maybe we need to change our name.
He runs everything.
Jeez.
Triple H.
We do not associate with Triple H.
We are not copying your name.
Yeah. And we support West Side Gun.
Yeah. Central Hip Hop Hour. Yeah. We are not associated with you.
Correct. Yeah, other exciting things. I have a quote from Malice and Pusha T. Malice said, "When people speak about the album, it's incredible because I'm hearing healing. I feel like they have lost the sense that this kind of intellect exists. We heard from the beginning that the feeling has been restored, so it's not like people weren't aware of it. We just haven't had it in so long, and we're bringing it to you. And I believe that there's going to be more." And then Pusha T said, "There's more music coming, man."
Dang.
And then Malice said, "How could we not, bro?" So that's really exciting. That means they have more cooking. It's kind of been up in the air whether or not they're going to do that, but they pretty much just confirmed it straight up that they're going to be working on more albums, which I think it's a no-brainer, you know?
Yeah.
With how great that project was. It'll be interesting to see if they keep working with Pharrell. I mean, they kind of always have, but other producers might be cool too. You never know.
Yeah, we'll see, but that's really good news. I'm happy.
Yeah, it's really exciting for hip-hop in the future. I think another Clips album would be like one of my most anticipated albums at this point, just based off of how good the last one was. Besides that, I mean, that's most of the hip-hop news. There's been some new things coming out. Did you listen to the new Yeet song? We mentioned it last week, I think. Yeet and Quavo.
I did. I wasn't a huge fan from my listen.
Yeah,
I gotta re-listen.
It was all right. I thought like the vocal mixing was kind of bad. Like they were really quiet and hard to understand, you know. But I mean, it was all right.
Yeah.
Nothing super crazy.
Yeah.
Did you listen to the new Danny Brown album?
I did not listen to that.
Yeah, this is his departure into the hyperpop genre.
Wow.
And I'm a fan of experimental production and hyperpop production and stuff, but I don't know. This one just really wasn't for me, honestly. And that's not to say I don't think that mesh of genres could work, especially with Danny Brown, who's like so versatile. But I don't know. Like, it just felt like he was like the feature on all the songs rather than being the lead artist, you know? Like he was just kind of tacked on to this like crazy like hyperpop production. And I just felt like he didn't really fit. And then also like the guest hyperpop artists he brought on didn't really feel like they were doing anything that crazy. Like they just come in and do a very basic hook or like a rap verse or some like corny like spoken word narration thing. And yeah, I don't know. It just wasn't for me. There's some Quadek on there.
Wow. Okay.
And he's kind of like grouped in with those people. I don't really know why though. I don't think his sound really fits any of that. So the songs that he was on, I didn't really think fit with the album either. I don't know. It was a little disappointing to me just because I really like Danny Brown, but it is what it is. I think it was an experiment, maybe not the best one, but I do respect him for trying it. He might try it again because I know he's really, really into hyperpop music now. So I'd be down to see where it goes, but definitely prefer his other projects. Is there anything new that you've been listening to?
Honestly, not really. Nothing new. I've just been kind of circling back on some of my old stuff. Like I mentioned earlier, that Metro Boomin album from the summer.
Nice.
I listened to that a little bit. I've been listening to The Weeknd a little bit.
Nice.
Sacrifice and Over Now with Calvin Harris have been two of the ones I've been listening to the most. But yeah, nothing. I don't know. Nothing too crazy.
I re-listened to Dawn FM not too long ago, and man, that album is just so good. It's like front to back, like almost perfect in my opinion.
Good album for sure.
I think like when that came out, people were kind of like, oh, this is weird. Like, especially a song like Gasoline. It's just not super like traditional like pop music, but I thought it was awesome. I think the production on that is just phenomenal. Mm-hmm. The same goes for Hurry Up Tomorrow for sure. But yeah. Anything else for today's episode of Triple H?
I think I'm all done. I got my thoughts out.
Cool. All right. Just another reminder, check us out, WMHW Radio on Instagram. Let us know feedback on the show, what you thought of the Grammy nominations. Was there anything you wished was there? And if you have any ideas for our show, things to talk about, albums to review, anything, we'll probably do it if you just let us know. So yeah, we appreciate you listening. We'll be back same time next week. Semester is almost ending, so you got to appreciate Triple H while it's here before we take a little hiatus.
We're going on. We're gonna go cook up in the stew, cook up some new ideas during that break. So don't
back
worry.
And better than ever for season 3.
Yeah, hopefully there'll be some albums dropped during that time that we can review when we get back.
A little Christmas gift.
Yeah,
they've been saying there's gonna be a whole lot of Red Deluxe or something, anniversary edition for 5 years.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who do you think Cardi is, man?
Yeah, they said baby. Remember right after he dropped music, he was like, baby boy
coming soon.
Nothing. So
it's been a while since that.
Yeah.
I don't think we can expect anything from Cardi for a while, but that's okay.
It is.
The music deluxe is 35 songs.
Yeah,
so
that suffices.
I think we're fed for a while. Yeah. But yeah, this has been Triple H. I'm Gabe Schall.
And I'm Nate Havrilla.
And we'll see you next week.